Hello, residents of MeepleTown. This is Dean, and today we're looking at Cartographers, a role-player tale. Now, this is typically a flip and write, roll and write game. We're actually looking at the iOS app version of this game, and it plays very much the same as you can imagine, except instead of drawing, you're going to be just pushing buttons on the screen. So let's just jump right into this. We're going to do random cards, and I'll kind of explain this as we go. It's a very simple, intuitive game if you've never played it before. But I'll just kind of give you an idea. We might not play through the entire game, but just a brief overview of how the game plays, and then my thoughts on the iOS app specifically. So right now, in the middle of the screen, if you look at those 4 ABCD options, we've got Great City, Mages Valley, Lost Barony, and Greenbow. Those are going to be our scoring options. Now, at the top of the screen, that's going to show that in the first round, we're going to be scoring A and B. And then if you've ever played Isle of Skye, it works very similar to that. That's going to change up as the game goes on. So right now, A and B are going to score, and then the very last round, A is going to score again. So each of these is going to score twice throughout the game, and that's how we're going to get our points. So the first one, we'll look at Great City. These are the ones that are one of the ones that's going to score this round. We're going to earn a reputation star for each village space in the largest cluster of village spaces that's not adjacent to a mountain space. So what we're going to want to do with that one is we're going to want to build up village spaces, obviously, that are not adjacent to a mountain space. So that's Great City. Mages Valley is going to give us 2 reputation stars for each water space adjacent to a mountain space, and then 1 reputation star for each farm space adjacent to a mountain space. So those we do want to put next to the mountains. That being said, right now, if you look to the left side, that's going to show what card turned up, and once we reach 8, that's going to be our timer for the round. 8 meaning like in the 8 with the time, the hourglass there. So right now the Riftlands came out, and that's a 0 time, so we just get to place 1 out there right now, which honestly is the first card to come out. That's not really what you want. However, I will just go ahead and take that water space and put it next to a mountain, because that will just straight up give me 2 points at the end of the round. So let's see. So I've done that. I'm going to click the check there, and now it'll go on to the next card that flips. And those purple ones that come out, I know it did it pretty fast, but if you haven't played the game, if you have, you know what's up. But if you've not played the game before, those flip up, and those are bad. You don't want those things to come out, because they're going to give you negative points. Right now it's going to be 6 negative points, and that's going to be because I have empty spaces around those monster spaces. So we're going to want to clear those up as best we can. However, this is not the best card to come out for that. Now, I can put either the trees or the water onto the board. And if we look over in the D spot, that's the Greenbow, we're going to earn 1 reputation star for each row and column with at least 1 forest space. The same forest space may be scored in a row and a column. So we're going to want to try to get all the way across and all the way up and down with those forest spaces. But again, we also need more immediately water tiles to come out, so we can put those around mountain spaces. So I think that does make my decision a little tricky, because I can just go ahead and get the points for this round, but that type of tile is actually quite a bit better for the trees. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that there. It doesn't benefit me right now. However, it will later on, and it will benefit me quite a bit later whenever we score that D round. And now another one came out, and so I have the same option. I can start working on columns and rows for that. I can also, in this case, I can take those 2 that are diagonal next to each other. I can either place those and get a coin, and that coin's going to score every round, or I can take that other little Tetrisy 4 piece there, and that's going to cover up more spaces, but it won't give me a coin. I think what I want is a coin, though. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm going to put this in a random spot here, so that I'm covering the columns and rows that I've not already covered so far. And let's see. Is that where I want to put those? No, actually, I'm going to put those here. And just kind of work my way down the board there. So I'll take that so that I'll get my coin as well. Next up, we've got some water space that will allow me to hopefully cover some forest, be adjacent to a mountain range. It would be nice if it would be able to help me out with the, let's see. Whoops, let's do this one. To be able to take away some of those spaces that are next to the monsters there. So I'm just going to put this here. That's going to give me points for being next to a mountain, but also take away a couple points from being adjacent to the monster, covering up those spots. Next up, we have some more forest options here, or I can go ahead and start working on my great city, and I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't have anything in the great city right now. Now, what I don't want to do with that is cover up the mountain spaces. So what I'll do is I'll put that there to take out some of those monster spaces, and I'll go ahead and start working on my great city right now. Now this is going to be the last tile that comes out because this is the 8 out of 8 time hourglass markers that are going to come out. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to stick with this great city and just get some points out of this one again, making sure that I'm not going adjacent to the mountain spaces. So that one's going to go ahead and score right now. It gives me 9 points, which is good. I actually got out pretty well with that. I was pretty lucky to be able to get those last 2 cards that came out. And then I also got 6 points for that. Now I'm going to lose 2 points for the monster spaces. At some point I'm going to want to cover those up because more and more monsters are going to come out potentially every round. And so we'll go ahead and go on to the second round. This one's we're going to score B and C. And we've got some more trees and some farmland. Now farmland again is going to give us points if those are adjacent to the mountain range, which actually could be pretty nice because I can go ahead and get 2 points off of that right now. However, being able to get more rows and columns, this is a tough one. For the trees is going to benefit me in the long run. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I think I'll go ahead and just take these points right now. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I will go here and just work towards some more of those columns and rows from the trees. Now I can continue to build up on my for my great city, and I've got a 5-piece option there or a 3-piece. The 3 is going to give me a coin every round. I think that's the one I'm going to go with because as the game moves on, I'm not going to score that one again until the very end of the game, so I'm thinking I probably want to go ahead and just get that coin going for me for every round, helping me out. Now Riftland's going to come out. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do there. Put that right there to stop that monster spot, and then hopefully be able to fill that other spot at the very bottom. And that's also going to give me, in this round, it's going to give me 2 points for being adjacent to the mountain there. I do have another... Ooh, this is kind of a tricky one. I think what I'll do with this one, I'll go ahead and get the points on this one for that. That'll keep me away from that monster and also cover that mountain, which will give me, surround the mountain, which will give me a coin. And let's see, now I'm going to do the farmland. Again, I'll get 1 point if it's adjacent to a mountain. I can only actually, I could get 2 here. I could get 2 points, but the benefit isn't really that strong, so I would almost rather get... I think that's what I'm going to do. I would almost rather get that coin right now. So I think what I'll do is I'll just drop that right in there. And to give me the coin for right now, they're going to put their monster token out, which is not what I wanted to see. More farmland. Let's see. Again, I want to be able to cover more space, but I also don't want to block my great city from building up anymore. So I'm a little predicament here. I think what I'll do, I'm just going to put these right here, and I'm going to take that coin option instead, and then still hopefully be able to build up my great city as we go. So right now, I'm going to get 11 points for that for B, and I actually totally forgot about that C option, which let me show you what that one is real fast. I I just totally left that off of our explaining those. But basically with that one, what you want to do, let me just pull that up, is you want to be able to get the largest square that you can possibly get. So if I have a 2x2, that's going to give me 6 points. If you have a 3x3, you're going to score 3 points forever. How long those are. I think that kind of makes sense anyway. So anyway, I wasn't even paying attention to that one, unfortunately, but I still did not too bad, but I might want to continue to build up that square. Got the Riftlands right now. I would like to put I don't need that to be a forest. I don't really know what I need that to be, but I would like to block those. Oh goodness, what should I do? I think I'm just going to take a forest one. I'd like to be able to, I'll just put that in there, to keep those from getting more points than they already are. I still do need to stop those other 2 spots over there. All right, another opportunity for me to build up more on my great city, but unfortunately, this is not a great one because it will be adjacent. Actually, no, I can do this one. So if I put this here, I'm not adjacent to that mountain space, so that's going to continue to build up. I also could take that and put that in the forest spot. I could also build the forest out down at the bottom. I think I'm going to keep this one. That'll really help me out towards that last round. Now the orchard, another tree spot, which could be really beneficial for me. We're scoring C and D right now. I'm no longer going to, I don't need farmlands anymore, so I'm not concerned about that at all. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to drop these down here, and that will be one on every single row. Is that right? Every single row is now has one of the forest spaces, which will really help me out in the long run. I don't really need this one right now, honestly, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this here and here, surround that mountain space, and also give me my last column for my forest spaces. And a 0 comes out, the temple ruins, so that means the next one that I'm going to have to put out, I'm going to have to first cover up the rune spot, which this one's not very beneficial for me at all. I don't need any more farmlands, although this would have been helpful to be able to put into those 2 empty spots next to my great city so that I could start working on excuse me, filling in that square a little bit better. Unfortunately, this is not good at all, so I think I need to be able to just cover up 2 spaces, but again, it has to start with those in that temple spot. And that we'll do scoring now because the 7 out of 7 came out. Really disappointed on not getting enough points for that lost barony, but I did get a lot of points for the green bow. In fact, the max on that one, I was able to get that. I did lose 2 points from the monster at the top. I'll try to work on that in this last round. But another monster I'm sure is going to come out and ruin that for me. So, oh no, that's not what I wanted either. So let's see. The tree, the forest, nor the water is going to benefit me anymore. So I'm just going to work on maybe surrounding this. Yeah, surrounding this mountain to give myself a coin. That could have been worse, I guess. A monster did come out. That's going to lose me some points. However, it is not the end of the world. Let's see. I think what I'll do, I'm just going to cover in those 2 to try to stop that monster, maybe cover him up a little bit. Water's coming out, also not beneficial for me because I'm only scoring A and D. So really the only thing that can help me right now are those village pieces that will come out, and none of them are coming out. So let's see what I can do. I guess I'll just stop a... Let's see. I'm just going to stop that monster up there by putting those in there. Not exactly what I needed there either. Ooh, this is just not great. Neither one of those. Wow, this is terrible, actually. This is, I can't do anything to stop that monster on the left side of the screen. And I also can't get a... Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to do this, put this in here. I don't think I could cover up any more mountains. So that's going to do it. I'll score again the green bow, and I'll score the great city this time, which is I would have liked for that to have built up a little bit more, but I just didn't have any more of those village tiles that came out. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to do this final scoring. Again, losing our points for the monsters that's there after we score. And then each of those scoring cards has a negative number on there. So what it's going to do is it's going to subtract the points from those tiles. And you'll see that listed at the bottom. So the bottom is going to show us what our score is. Our score is, again, we subtract all those numbers that are listed there at the bottom for each of those cards. And that shows our final score. So if you see our score was 123, then we subtract 16, 22, 24, and 22 to give us 39. So actually 39 is a pretty... For me, anyway, that's a pretty good score. I'm pretty pleased with that. So anyway, that is Cartographers. Hopefully that helps you with your decision whether or not you want to check this app out. If you play Cartographers and really enjoy the game but don't get to play it enough, I definitely highly recommend this app. If you want to test the waters with Cartographer, this is one of my favorite roll and writes or flip and writes, however you want to categorize that. Really enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. I prefer the physical copy, but I always prefer the physical copy. But if you just want to test out the waters, or if you want to really dig more into this game, if you know that you already like it, I highly recommend it. Cartographers, the iOS app. And if you want to get in touch with us at MeepleTown, you can reach us at MeepleTown Games. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also go to our website, MeepleTownGames.com. That's going to show all of our content, including the YouTube channel, the podcast, and some other things that we've got listed on there. Our ratings are all listed on the website as well. So also you can get in touch with us at the Board Game Geek Guild. That's guild number 3407. Until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild, guild number 3407, at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.